Let me pick your views on what has happened with the recent demonstration. The Democracy Hub people, they went on the demo. We saw some unfortunate scenes. There appeared to have been a blockade of one of the major roads at a point, and then the very popular video now of one of their leaders, former war, taking off the key in the ignition of the tow truck and then throwing it on the floor after taking off and all that. Arrest of people. They were detained in various cells. Lawyers couldn't have access to them. Initially, they claimed that the police was not cooperative in terms of telling them where the people were and all that. Long and short, they were in custody for 2 days. They were arraigned before court, and then the judge remands them in custody for 2 more weeks. We've also seen the charges that were filed on day one. It's unlawful assembly and I think defacing of public billboards and all that. That obviously enraged your party supporters, especially the youth wing. And the leader of the youth also issued threats on social media, actually massed up some supporters to go and do a counter. Unfortunately, the counter didn't happen because the other group also did not turn up for the thing. Yes.
There was no show.
Yes. What do you make of all of this?
No, I mean, clearly the organizers of the demonstration were at fault. There's no debate about it. We all saw the videos. I think you are showing one of them now. I mean, look at it. Look at the gentleman going. Is that the Vomayo?
Yes.
Look at him. Now, we must commend the Ghana police because they were very restrained. The provocation was just too much. The people had, on their own, closed roads leading to the hospital. And they were turning the public away from using that road. The demonstrators, they had given themselves the power to close roads. And they were telling people, we won't let you pass here. I heard a story of one family who were taking food and some medicine that they had been asked to buy. And they were taking it to their relatives at the hospital. And they were not allowed by the demonstrators. So they had to go and park at Accra Girls, which is about clearly some 2.5 kilometers away, and walk to the hospital. You know, so, and then you saw them setting fire to NPP flags on the streets. These are public roads. And you set fire on the streets. And then what they did to the police car. So the provocation was too much, clearly. And the Ghana police must be commended for the restraint. We've heard that, we've known the police to have to react against demonstrators on much less provocation. These provocations were extreme. How the police could have allowed them to block roads, setting fire on the streets, and taking their, even when they went and seized the man went and seized the key and was running away, you didn't see the police running after him. He himself was just running away. The provocation was too much, and we must commend the police for the restraint that they had. Now, the aftermath. There's a belief that the two weeks remand is a bit too much. That's the view of people. I also would have wished that they had a lesser remand period. The way our cells are, Charlie, even 2 days, 3 days.
Well, they have already been there for 2 days.
Okay.
And to think of it, the initial charges really were about misdemeanor. You know, and this is what I've been in for 2 days already.
I am sure the judge Because, Randy, when you look at the videos, they are really provocative. I'm sure the judge looked at the videos and was quite incensed. But these people too should conduct themselves better. In fact, your best ally in your demonstration is the public. Is the public. And then you see one of the videos of some chap who was running commentary and calling people animals for not joining them. And it was just too provocative. And the organizers must be really ashamed of their conduct. And they call themselves Democracy Hub. You know, what an irony. They call themselves Democracy Hub. Your demonstration is your democratic right. Other people's right to movement is also their democratic right. And you chose to curtail their democratic right of movement by blocking roads and telling them in the face that they can go and burn the sea. You won't allow them free movement. And yet you call yourself Democracy Hub. So as for the misbehavior, in fact, gross misconduct of the demonstrator, there's no debate about it. And the police were very restrained under the circumstances. The judge ruled that they should be given, can there be some appeal? This one, by the time you go and finish your appeal and all of that, the 2 weeks ago, they are over. No. But the trial should be speedy. The trial should be speedy. And if it's some fine or whatever will be imposed. But that is it. I think the previous day or 2 days before, the NDC held a much bigger demonstration across the country. It was across the country, wasn't it?
Yeah, all 16 regions.
And we didn't see anything close to what we saw in there with the so-called Democracy Hub thing. Huge numbers across the country. I don't know if it's because of the numbers that went, they were not happy with the numbers, that's why they chose to provoke the police, for the police to attack them, so that would be the news. I don't know, but the provocation was too deliberate. And listen to the commentary. We won't allow you, you are the part of the problem. Why haven't you, if you had come to join us, you know, and calling people, describing them as animals. And this is a hospital. How do you block a road to a hospital? So, in tree, they say, whilst you're advising the fish or cat also, you should also advise the stinking. I would have wished that gave them some lesser. But this thing is, the judgment has already been given. But if you say you're going to appeal, by the time you finish the appeal, the 2 weeks are over. But the trial should be speedy, so that they can, we can have justice. And whatever you say, the conduct of the Ghana police on that occasion, at the provocation, but the Ghana police, they've shot people in the eyes, thrown hot water on people, done all kinds of things that come nowhere near this provocation. Come nowhere near. Those of us who were watching the videos were shocked that the police were actually trying to calm the people down. You go and take, when you go and take the key from the police car, you seize the car. And that was a car, a police vehicle were using to tow away some vehicle. You go and seize the key. You've obstructed the police.
This is their vehicle. The vehicle was carrying their water and food. And the police was trying to tow it away. So they also demobilized the police.
The vehicle was carrying their water.
Their water and food.
That's what they are saying.
Yes.
So you obstruct the police from actually doing their work. You see, the things that they did, blocking the roads and telling people that we don't care if you are dying or whatever, go somewhere else. You should have been joining us. So you say some pregnant
unacceptable
woman. Listen, when there's a soup, you will get all kinds of people in the soup. That's why it's a soup. Later on, you do an audit to find out. But if there's a problem here, and the police were to come here, and they say that somebody is causing some trouble at this building and in this room, and they come, they will take all of us. And then later on, they will do the investigation. For you know, it's just me and you causing the trouble. But all these floor managers and so on will all be collected in the soup. Then later on, but I'm happy that when you show the footage, the lady that you said, I didn't see her being harassed. If she was being slapped or she was being punched, fine. But I didn't see her. She was being escorted. And I'm sure by now they've released her. And then they said there was some pregnant woman. The police have said there's no pregnant woman and all of that. But once there's a soup, the usual thing is that you gather everybody in the vicinity. Later on, you audit, and then you free those who are...
Long. 2 weeks, all of them in remand. They've already spent 3 days.
Not all of them. The people in remand, I think there are about some 14 or so. Now, this Vomayo chap, who's the leader, who was denying people access to hospital, he, I understand, went to hospital. He was denying people access to hospital.
After his lawyers had to protest.
So, as for the police behavior on that day, you must commend them. We must ask them to adopt that tolerant behavior. Because the provocation that came on that day, and the people were playing gutter to gutter on the streets. The street that they said nobody should drive on. They were playing gutter to gutter and doing totals. Do you know totals? You know totals?
They said he was a winger.
Yeah. Oh, you should see me do some.
They were playing totals on the streets, public streets. Apart from burning stuff on the streets. The provocation was too much. I haven't seen any demonstration with that kind of provocation. When you did your demonstration nationwide, did we hear of any incident? So let's not say things that can excuse the behavior of these people at all. I said you something. There's a London trial in it, so people blocked the road in a demonstration.
They climbed the thing, the M25.
Yes.
And blocked
they blocked the M25. They've been sentenced for
caused traffic for
5 years.
120 hours.
Yes, for blocking the traffic.
Yeah, for 120 hours.
They've been sentenced to 5 years in the United Kingdom.
The UK economy lost £750,000. The police lost £1.1 million.
You know, they have time to calculate all of this. For just blocking the road, they were not arrested for demonstrating, but for blocking the highway.
The M25.
They've been sentenced to 5 years in the United Kingdom. So,
but the truth is that it's also been condemned.
Oh, as for condemnation, you always get your relatives and your friends to come and condemn. But the law is the law, and this is the law in some places. For blocking roads, they've been sentenced to 5 years. Somebody sent me, I forwarded it to you. Have you seen it?
Which one?
Some message about commenting on the police. Oh, I thought I sent it to you. And he says, one Dr. John Hopkins.
Oh, the Post.
He says that I have followed keenly the happenings in Ghana in regard to the arrest of the protesters. I think Ghana police are more professional than the police here in the UK and in the USA. Here, you can't push down the police barricades, attack them, take their car key, and still be alive. They will shoot you. So the police really must be commended for the level of tolerance they showed on that day.